Hello, is this Angelo?
This is I, and it looks like it's Dustin.
This is Dustin. How you doing today?
I am doing good. How about yourself?
I am excellent. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for doing this.
Well, first, I wanted to get, kind of the details on your music, and how you got started and how long you've been playing.
I guess I could admit I've been playing guitar for over 50 years now. But originally I started when I was about 5 or 6, and I was in a band by 5th grade. I was already in a band playing out, making money, and playing 6th grade graduation parties. That was a heavy gig. Much pressure.
Well, I know looking at your work history, it seems like you've been involved in a little bit of everything as far as the music biz goes.
Yeah, from gospel to metal to, straight up pop, top 40, Backstreet Boy stuff, and the session-wise, back in the 90s, I did a lot of session stuff. And, and I'm back to, I work with a gospel artist named Ron Canoli with a K, and, he's a platinum-selling gospel artist who's known as the godfather of the praise and worship movement, which has gotten really, there's a lot of gospel stations popping up, and I produce that stuff, everything from metal to gospel. And
yeah, that's you obviously got to know your stuff if you're a session musician. As you mentioned, from metal to gospel, it's quite the gamut of things.
Yeah, and some hip hop in there too. You can't forget hip hop. But of course, there hasn't been ninja hip hop yet, though. Like Miami Connection, that would be the sequel, taking on a hip hop ninja band.
Yeah, I got to ask you about Miami Connection. I know you mentioned that when I first contacted you. You seem like you're pretty comfortable with talking about it and kind of, being known as the guy from that film.
Yes, I was just looking at some of the reviews of it again. It's a hilarious film. At the time, we didn't know how bad it was. So bad it's good kind of stuff, but we just did it, and I actually, even if I wasn't in it, I would like the film. It's just entertaining and hilarious.
Well, yeah, I know it seemed like YK Kim are really excited about the film and thought it would be a huge hit. Did you guys feel that way when you were making the movie, or did you kind of know it would be maybe kind of a cult film?
At the time, we had no idea. We were just doing it. My sister had been taking pictures for his book, and that's how I got involved. And she said he was making a film, and he needed a musician to be in the band in the film. So that's how I got in. And I didn't have any idea, if it was going to be bad. I know the dialogue was horrible, and I was already doing some engineering at the time, and I know when we were recording the dialogue live, the guy that was in charge of it turned the limiter off on the recorder, which is not a good thing. And so the dialogue there's a lot of distortion. That's why it's like mostly ADR. We had to go back and redo everything.
So you didn't do much acting before that or since Miami Connection?
In videos, I have some videos out, music videos, where I do some kind of B-rate fake acting, kind of more comedy kind of stuff. But no, I haven't gone out to LA to pursue my acting dream, which I don't really have one. But
well, I got to ask you about Dragon Sound. Obviously you are a very competent musician. It didn't seem like, at least for YK Kim anyway, it didn't seem like the other guys were actual musicians. So I imagine you probably wrote and recorded most of that stuff.
Yeah, as far as the two band songs, I did Kathy, who was Jane in the film. She helped out with the lyrics, and those songs were written in haste. Yeah, and I did the instruments and everything, and of course sang on Friends Forever, but those heavy-duty lyrics. But and those were written in major haste. You know, like I went down for a meeting one night, and he told me about the film, what they wanted. Went home that night, and then we wrote Against the Ninja. You know, brought that in the next day. He loved it. You know, I had a little 4-track studio, so did a demo of it, and then he talked about the next song he wanted, and I wrote this. It was like a synth bass. It was bass, or drums, and a synthesizer bass with these screaming guitars. I thought it was awesome, and I brought it in, and he freaked out, and he just said, "It's terrible. I hate it." Blah blah blah. And so then we went back. It's like, well, he liked the first one, so we wrote one that sounded kind of like it. It was in a different key, but a lot of people caught on to that the songs sound really similar. It was like, okay, I'll play it safe and write something that sounded just like the one he liked.
So do you have any Dragon Sound songs maybe locked up in the vault somewhere we might see down the road?
There is, you know, the one that he hated. I'll probably pull that out because I have, you know, I do music for television too, and I've got a bunch of this music I'm getting the rights back to, so I'll be putting out some albums and that stuff, and I'll probably throw the unwanted song on there. Because actually, I think it's a cool song, but I might have to pull out some of the 4-track demos and see if I could dig anything else up.
Yeah, that would be awesome. We'd love to play some of that stuff. Maybe get the Dragon Sound back and maybe back on the road.
Yes, I think in that tour, we never did do that tour where we go to our home countries and we spend hundreds of thousands of dollars flying our gear over so we can play one gig.
I love you guys. We're going to do the tour for, you know, promoting peace, and then, you know, 10 minutes later, you're slaughtering hundreds of guys on the golf course.
Yeah, that is hilarious. Yeah, it's just like, it was, and when we were doing it, I was thinking about how it all pieced together. We were just doing scenes. I didn't realize it was going to be that schizophrenic, but it works, though, for it. What it is, you know, it's wild.
Yeah, it's incredible too. The you know, just kind of the journey the film has went on. Obviously, it didn't do so well when it came out, but you know, kind of got like a second wind here in the last few years, and you know, people now are loving the movie and filling up theaters to see it. So, I mean, that's great that it you know, was rediscovered.
Yeah, and for Grandmaster Kim, I was really happy for him because at the time, locally, everybody gave me crap, you know, because I think it was 3 weeks, might have been 2 or 3 weeks it ran, then it got pulled, you know, because people were asking for their money back and stuff, and, you know, because they're used, at that time, you know, you go see Rambo and all these other films, and then you see Miami Connection, people are like, what the? And for, you know, Grandmaster Kim, that's, you know, that took away that whole sore spot, and the $1 million he spent at the time and everything, man, it's like it ended up costing way, way more than he thought. And so, yeah, it's a great thing for him, and for, you know, for me and anybody else in the movie. It's a hilarious movie, man. I love it, actually.
Yeah, I know a lot of people. It's one of their favorite films. One of mine. I actually have the poster with your face on it in my living room, so I see that every day.
Well, cool. If you will know that you're protected, you can always call 1-800-DRAGON SOUND if you get in trouble with ninjas.
So when you found out that the film kind of had a second life, I know YK Kim thought it was a joke when they were trying to contact him. Did you feel the same way, or how did you feel when you found out this film was having a second life?
I was sort of shocked. Yeah, when everybody got contacted, you know, about the thing at Draft House Films back in Fantastic Fest 2012, I think it was. Yeah, it was crazy. Just out of nowhere, all of a sudden the film's back. It went over really good. They're buying the film. They're putting it back out, remastering it. And, yeah, it was a shock. And my nieces and nephews, when they were watching some of the trailers, before it actually came back out officially, they were loving it with Jim with his father. My father, oh my God, my father. And they kept playing that over and over again. It's like, to me, it's almost video game-ish like, almost surreal, you know. And I think that's why a lot of the millennial and the gamer kids love it, you know.
Well, yeah, it's great that you know you're so comfortable with being known for that film, but obviously you're very busy, as you mentioned, doing the studio work. And I know your band Skin Deep. It seems like you guys are playing all the time. Let's talk a little bit about that. And you know, can you tell the listeners maybe a bit about Skin Deep if they haven't discovered you guys?
Yeah, well, Skin Deep is it's a cover band. We're starting to do some originals now in the Orlando area. A lot of good players in that band, good singers, players, a good cast of people. And we do everything, you know, from Journey to Styx and all the shred guitar stuff, Toto. And so I'm loving it, man. I just get to shred, and they let me take extended guitar solos and all that stuff, so that keeps me happy. But yeah, a great band, great production. We got, you know, the best of everything as far as you know, something that you'll see in the club level. And we do some shows. We've opened on the Stones when they came to Orlando a few years back. There was a pseudo opening band played the warm up party for that, and you know, like Eddie Money, Pat Benatar, and I forget all those kind of 80-ish bands. Rick Springfield, we just did a thing with him a couple months ago. So that's, yeah, really good vocals, too. Everybody's really impressed with the singers, and I am, too. We got our bass player sounds like a black chick from the gospel choir. You know, sings all that high stuff. And
so is there, you mentioned maybe working on some original stuff. Is there a place we can go to find the music, or maybe get it out to the listeners?
Right now, not. But we, the songs, I can tell you, the lyrics are written to be funny, because the stuff we have going, it sounds kind of like arena rock, like it was going to be like this real serious song, but the lyrics are hilarious. One of the lyrics to the second song we're working on is, hey girl, give me a break. The water was cold when I jumped in the lake. You know, that kind of thing. That's like the opening 4-part harmony, and then it comes in this big arena rock thing. And you know what that's about? Shrinkage.
That's awesome, man, that things are working out so well for you. And, you know, I'm looking forward to hearing some of that stuff. Maybe you guys might make your way up to Minnesota someday.
Yeah, you never know. That would be awesome.
Well, is there anything else maybe coming up, or something else we should look out for?
I have several guitar albums I'll be putting out over the past couple of years. I've just been recording tracks, you know, lots and lots of tracks. So I'm going to, before December, I will be compiling those and putting them out. They'll be available on iTunes and stuff. So, you know, just keep an eye out for Angelo Jannotti guitar stuff coming up.
Awesome. Again, it's been great talking with you. I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to hearing the new stuff and, you know, maybe some of those old Dragon Sound tracks you mentioned.
Yes, I'll dig that stuff out, too. But, yeah, I'll keep in touch with you on anything that's coming up, and with the Skin Deep stuff, too, because you'd get a kick out of it. You know, kind of parody-ish 80 stuff that's kick-ass, but the freaky lyrics, you know.
Yeah, we'd love to play that stuff and get the word out for you, for sure.
That would be awesome.
All right, well, Angelo, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I hope to speak with you again someday.
Great. All righty, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Okay, take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye-bye.